Hi, Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com. Hey, I thought we talked a little bit today about an interesting way that you can approach your Tai Chi practice, especially your issuing or offensive movements in Tai Chi. You know, we have sort of defensive movements, and then we have offensive movements or issuing movements, where you're striking or pushing or in some way doing an offensive issuing movement. And that is a really simple rhythm that you can study, that you can practice, that you can apply to the forms, as well as to apply to life. It's an interesting biological rhythm too in daily life. And that rhythm is simply ready, issue, recover. Or ready, work, recover. The readiness would be the phase of a movement where you're stepping and coiling and getting energy ready to issue. The issue part is the drive forward of whatever that movement is, depending on your particular form or style. And then the recovery is to settle and relax into a neutral, comfortable, ready position. So in a way it's ready, issue, ready, but it's a kind of a recovery into ready versus a coiling into ready, or a settling, or a getting yourself ready to issue. The form that I do, it's a yang style variation called the symmetrical yang style of Zhong Da Chen. This particular form, we allow ourselves to be, our frame to be small, and then big, and then small again. Also, we allow settling down, rising up, settling down. Also, we allow slowing down, speeding up, and slowing down. So it isn't, strictly speaking, in alignment with the so-called traditional yang style principles of one size, one speed, one height. So we're not doing that. So if you have this type of style of Tai Chi where you're not allowed to speed up and slow down, and you're not allowed to sink and rise, and you're not allowed to open and close your form, then I'm not sure how this principle would play out for you. For me, the rise and fall, the size of the frame expanding and contracting, the acceleration, deceleration, that's really integral to me, to this type of rhythm. So you may want to play with it, or maybe just set it, forget this video if you're not allowed to do that. But for me, I've got a sinking and a shrinking going on here, right, when I'm saying this hold the ball position. Now I've got a rising as I go forward, so my knee doesn't go past my toe. There's a rising and a accelerating and an expanding phase going on here. And then there's a turn and settle, and in this case relaxing down into a front stance there. So it's that recovery period there where you really relax and soften. Your posture stays good, or as good as you can get it, but your muscles soften and relax, and your joints kind of suspend, and you're in a neutral kind of a ready position. From there, you go on to the next move. I'm just going to spin around so it's over here, and then you have another ready and issue and recover. That recovery phase after the movement is just, it can be very confrontive actually. I used to avoid it by thinking I was doing it. So I would get here and I'd go, yeah, I recovered, and then I'd go on. And internally it made me feel uncomfortable to slow down and just let gravity kind of iron out the wrinkles in my body. And I realized at one point that I was really kind of skipping over it. And then I decided to actually linger there and really accent it, and I realized that it was really uncomfortable. It was much more comfortable to just proceed with movement than it was to not stop, but to really pause and linger in that neutral and allow myself to genuinely settle down. And eventually I kind of got to tolerate it, and then I started to like it, and now it's one of my favorite things about doing Tai Chi. It's probably my favorite moments are those recovery moments after the push. And so a push is a good example, or a press, you know. Sometimes I see people doing this kind of motion. So they're going like that. And I get it that it's smooth and it's relaxing, and maybe the energy in your body feels nice when you're doing that, but to really press somebody, to really send a penetrating, jarring kind of a shock wave, or just to push someone or something. If you're pushing like this, you're actually kind of going away from what you're pushing. If you've ever really pushed somebody, you know that you're generating a lot of momentum and energy in your body, and if you don't recover, you're going to go over with them. So if you don't recover, you're going to go like that. And it's the same in sports. You know, when you hit a ball, if you don't recover, you're going to go with it. So what we do is we coil into the ready part, we issue here, and as my hands reach my knee line, we like moderate stances, so we're not doing a push like way out here. Because in real life, you don't get to push with your feet 5 feet apart. It just doesn't happen. Not in a real encounter, or in even non-tournament pushing hands. Once you're starting to really move and you have, you know, free stepping, it's like you're not going to be in this position very much. So we like medium-sized stances because that's how you fight, and that's how life happens. Most of the time in life, my feet are here when something happens, not here, you know. So when I'm doing that push, when my knees or my elbows reach that knee line, I'm just going to relax and sink and settle, and then back. So if I'm going to repeat it, it's ready, issue, recover. Ready, issue, recover. And how that translates to a faster push is that after I push, I'm neutral again, I'm ready. I don't want to be super yin, do that, if I'm collapsed. I don't want to be hard like this with the energy stuck in my hand. I want that energy, and I mean kinetic energy, momentum from your body. I want that out there. I want that in the other person. So from here, I'm pushing and settling so that I don't go over with it. So faster would be like that. So that goes to striking. So with a punch, ready, issue, recover. It's a little settle at the end. Also, that helps you with the idea of bringing your weight. You settle your weight into the punch so that it drops into the target, and it feels empty out of you when it's done. It's not stuck in your body. So when you do that faster, I call it exploding into neutral. You explode, boom, and then you're neutral at the end of it. So you coil, release, and recover, so that you're comfortable again at the end. Now you don't have to do it that fast. In fact, be really careful if you do it fast, because you can hurt your joints. You can hurt if your posture's out, it'll mess with your joints. If your muscles are using too little or too much strength, you'll strain your muscles. So be careful if you do it faster. I was just illustrating that to show that, you know, that's how it translates into movement, is that after your movement, you're recovered and neutral. You're not stuck out here or floppy somewhere. You're recovered back to neutral. You can study this more easily and safely in your solo form. You issue, you turn, and then you recover. Whatever the movement is, it has a recovery phase at the end of it. So it's also a good rhythm to notice just in daily life. Your readiness to do some kind of work. You're actually doing the work, and then giving yourself a chance to recover from the work. In this case, it's a small amount of work we're studying, micro, one movement, one amount, one readiness, one amount of work, one recovery. In life, it could be like, getting ready for a performance or an event or a speech or a talk or a shift at work or whatever. Get yourself ready, get enough sleep, be hydrated, eat well, be prepared for the job at hand, be ready for it, then do the work, but then give yourself a chance to recover, a chance to regroup, a chance to almost like debrief with yourself, a chance to check in and recover, and then get ready for the next thing and do the next bit of work. And then after it's over, give yourself a chance to recover. Sometimes people don't really give themselves a recovery. They'll gear up, they'll do the work, and then they'll maybe collapse, or they'll just go right on to the next thing. But even if you don't have much time, you can still recover. I can recover in one split second. So for sure I can give myself 5 minutes to recover after teaching for 4 or 5 hours, or after performing or writing or doing any kind of work that I do. Just give myself a chance to recover when I remember is a good thing to do. So just some ideas that you might want to play with. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to my YouTube channel or visit GeneBurnett.com. I have books for sale there, and I have more information about Tai Chi and links to my various videos, music videos, Tai Chi videos, nature videos, all kinds of good stuff there. So thanks for watching.